You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. All right, you guys. So, like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on in. Appreciate everybody that's going to join this stream. And we have some devastating news coming out right now surrounding this Nolan Wells situation, as apparently this photo that attorney Ben Crump for the Wells family had released, and he basically stated that he didn't know. He said it could or couldn't be, so he didn't 1,000% stick to it, saying that this is 1,000%. They're looking, they're trying to find answers, but apparently this photo is a lie. It wasn't from the 4th of July. It wasn't that same day. In fact, according to the report, it says this past Sunday, and this is out of the Rolling Stone, it says a week after the Mississippi teen Nolan Wells was found dead following a July the 4th boat trip, a photo of the teenager went viral. Social media users circulated a photo of Wells in the middle of a group of people at a pool party that had been posted to Instagram by another young man on July the 5th. People who found the photo online assumed it had been taken the night before. Then Wells went missing. But in reality, the photo was taken the Saturday prior on June the 27th at 11:58 p.m. One of the friends posted this on his Instagram on July the 5th before he deactivated his account. Notice anything? Question mark. This is proof that Nolan made it off the island alive. They placed his body back on the island after something went down at that house, end quote, after somebody had posted that. Now, Tristan Shepard, a close friend of Nolan, and I told you guys about him in a different video, had confirmed that the pool party from the photograph was taken on the Saturday, June the 27th, and a separate person provided the Rolling Stone with the metadata from the actual pool party photo, as well as a similar group of photos taken from that very night. Now it says our friend, and I quote, group had been planning to go to this party way before June the 27th. Before it took place, says Shepard, who didn't end up going because he'd been working all day and had church the next morning. But Shepard says he knows Wells and their other friends went to the party and identified them in the photo. Now, Shepard says a friend of his posted the picture as a part of a photo dump of recent events, but deleted it once social media rumors around Wells' death began to spread. Now, Shepard add that it's been unbelievable and heartbreaking to see misinformation like the pool party photo spread online. He says it's been difficult to grieve the loss of such a close friend while watching false theories go viral. Now, the pool party is the latest in a string of misleading images swirling around the disappearance of the 18-year-old Wells. Over the 4th of July weekend, Wells' story became national news after the college football player did not come home from a trip with his friends to Horn Island, a barrier island off the coast of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where Wells grew up. Days after searching, Wells' body was found on Monday, July the 6th, not far from where he had been hanging out with his friends on Independence Day. While an investigation is being conducted by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, as well as a private investigation by the Wells family attorney, online sleuths have dug into social media posts they believe to have been associated with Wells or his friends to try to surface evidence that could lead to answers about the hours after he was last seen on the island. There are videos that have been misconstrued, photos that have been taken out of context, completely fabricated, and images made with AI. Another stark example of the misinformation around the case was a video that was believed to have been around the last known footage of Wells taken around 3:30 p.m. on the 4th of July. People believe that it showed him engaged in a heated discussion on the shore of Horn Island and that he could be heard yelling to another person to give him back his phone. In fact, Shepard told Rolling Stone that it was his voice that could be heard on the recording and that he didn't believe Wells was shown in the footage, that he was just out of the frame, hanging in the water along the shore. Right? So, and I quote, those are not Nolan's words. They're mine, Shepard said. I get that everybody wants justice for Nolan. Everybody wants to know exactly what happened. Wells' mother, Christina Walmsley, addressed the misinformation that surrounded the case, debunking AI generated content on her Facebook page and asking people to respect their family's privacy. On Saturday, July the 11th, Walmsley wrote, "The internet is unhinged. To my family, friends, and to Nolan's friends, please do not engage and take care of your mental." The Jackson County Sheriff's Office stressed the importance of submitting original, unedited photos as tips for the investigation. And I quote, "We recognize that a significant amount of information, speculation, and commentary has been shared on social media and throughout the community." The Sheriff's Office said in a statement, "As with any active investigation, our investigators are working to establish the facts through eyewitness accounts, physical evidence, and other reliable information." On Sunday, Walmsley returned to Facebook asking for more information on the tragedy. Elmore Walmsley and I are desperately asking that if you have any information, video, pictures regarding our son, Nolan Wells, from July the 4th, please contact local authorities and put a number, but also contact my legal team, wrote Wells' mother. "We need to know what happened to our baby." She added, "For those of you making light or joking about my son's death, I pray you never go through this pain," she wrote. "Losing my son is not a joke." And I feel for the parents, man. The parents, in my opinion, are legitimately trying to find out what happened. They want justice for the son, right? And I don't blame the parents for wanting justice for their 18-year-old son. They're supposed to go through every measure to find out, especially when the police department tells you from the jump, nah, it was just this, and it's just that quick. Like, nah, come on, man. Like, you got to give me a timeline or something that happened. How did he get in this position? It's a lot of questions, right? Now, again, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in a lot of the AI stuff that people are trying to put out, and people put out lies and are trying to profit off the situation by putting up cap and stuff like that. I'm not with that. I'm only about the facts of the situation, you guys. And so, in my opinion, it does look suspect the way that they came out and tried to brush it under the table. Listening to the parents' stories, and how some of the others handle the situation. To me, I agree with the parents. Those are not how friends should handle a situation. You know what I mean? But, this one friend is supposed to be talking publicly. And here's another thing. We don't know his relationship with those guys as far as they're friends, but we don't know, like, people on the outside may say, oh, they're not friends. They may have been good friends. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're saying they were friends. So the thing is that I just think that we just got to wait to see how this thing pans out, man. I see a lot of people taking starch roads on this, man. And it's just, you don't want to throw accusations at people without evidence, at least a substantial amount of evidence. But I do feel like it's enough there that this is warranted a thorough investigation. I feel like it's more than enough there to warrant a thorough investigation. Matter of fact, I feel like that the fact, like I said before, that the police was ready to just, down there, like, I wouldn't trust that shit either. That's your child? Oh, hell no. We trying to figure out what the heck. We trying to figure out exactly how he lost his life, period. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most important for the parents, is to find out exactly what happened. So I don't think the parents are in a bad way at all. I really think they're trying to find out what happened to their son. And I'm saddened that this entire situation has happened like this, man. You've had evil people out here disrespecting and disregarding the parents. Listen, the parents cannot control what people are supporting with them with. They cannot control that. The parents are trying to wage a full-scale war to find out what happened to their child. I don't blame any parent for doing that if your child comes up unalive. I don't. So people who are criticizing about the donations and stuff like that, people gonna give what they want to give from their hearts. You can't control people and make people give to who you want them to give. You want the people to give to you, but you don't want them to give to their family. You got a problem when they get to their family, but you won't have no problem if they give to you. Nah, we ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people that stepped up to support the family in their time of grief. You know what I mean? And it's a sad situation, man. And hopefully the case gets solved and it gets resolved, and we find out exactly what happened to this young man. And that's what it is, So you guys definitely let me know what y'all think. Definitely let me know what y'all feel, man. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's tapped in, man. So they're saying that this is not the photo, man. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all click those links below. Subscribe to the podcast show. You can donate support to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, or buy that weight loss formula. All the links are below. Peace.